someone to hug, a sparkling ball gown, and a magic wand that puts her to sleep.
And wakes her up again.
Disney Dreamtime Princess dolls have eyes that open and close with warm and icy water, each sold separately.
Check out this scientific bubble breakthrough.
You can blow a bubble, stick a bubble, snap a bubble, catch a bubble.
Catch a bubble. The incredible mind-bubbling. Catch a bubbles harden in seconds and can last for days. This just in. Now scented catch a bubbles are here. They smell great. Scented catch a bubble and original catch a bubble, each sold separately from Spin Master.
This is Dylan.
I'm crashing. Time to reboot.
We can help refuel him. We have the technology. With new Lunchables Fun Fuel. A charge of chicken and cheese wrap sandwiches. The burst of strawberry yogurt jammers. And the extra boost of 100% real fruit juice. With Lunchables Fun Fuel wraps and bagels, you're
Fueled up and ready to go. New Lunchables Fun Fuel. Fuel up for fun.
I wish my allowance was bigger and I didn't have homework, but at least I can control my flip and dip push pop. Just flip the top and dip the pop. Dip a little and it's good. Or dip a lot for an awesome blast of flavor.
New flip and dip push pop.
Never had those. Yeah, I wasn't really a big candy person to begin with, though, now that I think about it. What up, everybody? It's your boy, the Dragon here. Welcome back to Fate Stay Night. I'm still trying to figure out what the heck happened from last time. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching an archive stream, you should check me out live. Link is always in the description down below, as well as a link to my Discord, which I will let you know what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, all of that good stuff. If you're watching this from the last part, please make sure you hit the like button and let me know that you really enjoyed the series. It also will promote it a little bit more on YouTube, so please do so. And if you're new and you're seeing this from the first time, please consider subscribing. That's it. Let's continue. A stone room is illuminated by the light of dawn. The light that comes from the ceiling dilutes the darkness underground. Actually, before we continue, I want to see. It does keep going. What the fuck is happening here? It does keep going. How bizarre that this is technically not what we were supposed to be doing, but it keeps going. The light that comes in the ceiling dilutes the darkness underground. Every entrance and window is sealed off, but even that cannot block the sunlight. Even this place that should be closed off in the darkness benefits from the break of dawn. I got a burger? Congrats on your burger! I ate a burger yesterday. Whether it's an entrance or a window, they are originally created to let things in or out. The cracks cannot be covered, and besides, it cannot fulfill its duty as a passage if it is completely closed off. If one wants to completely avoid the sunlight, there cannot be any entrances from the outset. If one prefers darkness, they should dive underground to the bottom without a way to return. In that regard, this underground sanctuary is not perfect. The sunlight exposes all secrets without reservation. The hidden sanctuary was easily discovered, and the owner was eliminated just as easily. There were traces of blood on the floor. The original owner of the sanctuary was defeated by an intruder. Oh? The supervisor of the Holy Grail, Kide Kotomine, was removed from the stage by Caster's hand. Okay, then what happened to Gilgamesh? The battle was already a few hours ago. The underground regained its silence. The new owner of the church is standing still in the darkness, but the winner scorns herself. Hester glares at the darkness with an irritated look. First of all, she does not like the sanctuary. Neither the hidden sanctuary nor the secret sanctuary hidden beneath it suits her taste. The light that comes in is unpleasant, and she didn't like the priest that she finished off earlier either. And most of all, the most important objective has not been accomplished yet. She was shocked at how poorly things were going, and she even considered reducing this place to ashes. Fortunately, she restrained herself from such an atrocity. It's not because she regained her composure, nor is it out of respect towards the church. She suppressed her emotions solely because of the sound. The faint, periodic noise. The painful voice that escapes from the woman is like heavenly music to her ears. For the time being, she enjoys the spectacle. The groaning sound of pain comes from a girl. The voice that escapes her mouth is too weak. Her anguish would cause those who listen to feel the desire to protect her, or sadistic feelings on the contrary. Of course, she is the latter. Sweat drips her down from her forehead. Just from watching her cute lips bearing the pain, the cold room seems to get warmer.
大したものね、セイバー。レイジの縛りを一晩中拒み続けるなんて、私たちでは考えられないわ。
What is happening now? In the back of the sanctuary, the girl tied from the ceiling can only pant. As long as Saber continues to defy the command spell, she has no free will. Well, technically she never had free will to begin with. Additionally, magecraft is so strong that its visible tortures her whole body. Why is she in a wedding dress? The command spell pressures her from the inside, and Caster's magecraft tortures her from the outside. Saber's reasoning is disappearing. Even then, the last remnants of her pride are keeping her at bay. Neither the binding of the command spell nor Caster's magecraft can take away her underlying principles. Sorry, I was writing something down before I forgot. Therefore, the torture lasts forever. Caster watches the process, the girl desperately holding out with joy. It was Caster's idea to put her in the white dress. Rustic armor is not appealing, and most of all, it does not suit her. How did you even get her in that? If she is an innocent saint, then she should be in a pure white dress when she falls.
けなげなこと。いくらあなたの意志が拒み続けても、サーバントとして作られたその体は別よ。レイジュが少しずつ侵食しているのがわかるでしょ。あなたはあと一日も経たずに私のものになる。ならもう降参して素直になった方が楽じゃなくて？
Yeah, but she doesn't like you, so. The voice resists painfully. Even though her reasoning is melted, she will not yield to Caster. Just as Caster says, she will put up with the torture until the command spell fully controls her body in the very end.
強情ね、セイバー。ええ、けど許してあげる。私、あなたみたいな娘は好きよ。金の髪も小さな体も少年のような凛々しさも可愛いわ。それに裏切るぐらいなら死を選ぶ一途さも愛らしい。
You know, I'm learning that I'm learning that as a sadist, I think other sadists piss me off.
ほんと、踏み潰してあげたいぐらい。
She stares at the girl with eyes mixed with hatred and pleasure. If Caster puts her mind to it, she could get Saber to surrender in an instant. Saber's freedom is taken away just from one command spell. Then the result is obvious if she corners her with 2 command spells. Saber will become Caster's without the need for such torture. But she will not do such an inelegant thing. Caster should take her time finishing her, since Saber is her lovely tool.
そうね。レイジュで体を支配するなんて退屈ですもの。あなたには自分から私のサーバントになってもらいましょう。ええ。体ではなく、先に心を壊してあげる。
She now holds the strongest piece in her own hands. There's nothing threatening her victory. The whereabouts of the Holy Grail is a concern, but that is a matter of time. Just as she decided to enjoy the fall of the King of Knights as a reward for her evil scheme.
そこで何をしている、キャスター。
Suddenly, an emotionless voice calls from behind. She turns around immediately. Above the sanctuary, someone slowly makes his way down the stairs that lead outside. A lean, ghost-like figure appears from the darkness. There are no footsteps nor presence to be felt. A man comes down into the sanctuary and keeps a straight face even after seeing the bloodstains on the floor and the girl tied from the ceiling. Caster's attitude changes right away. Her expression changes from the because I was like, I couldn't tell who that was. Because we haven't heard Kazuki most of the time, I couldn't tell whose voice that was. I'm like, that wasn't Gilgamesh. That wasn't Archer. Who was that? Her expression changes from irritation and pleasure to that of a tense servant.
なぜここにあなたには竜道寺にいるようお願いしたはずですが。
質問は私が先だ、キャスター。ここで何をしていると聞いたのだが。
The man Suichiro Kuzuki's voice does not change. A voice with no inflection that is more terrifying than any threat. An emotionless voice is like a mirror, an awareness of one's guilt. This voice is more fearful to those who have greater guilt. She's not being questioned by Kuzuki, but by her own self. Caster holds her chest and reports the whole story to Kuzuki. He is not someone who can be fooled. No, he's the only one to whom she cannot lie.
昨日、マスターの一人であるエミヤシローからサーバントを奪いました。エミヤシローは逃しましたが、すでにマスターではありません。
そうか。だがそんな指示を下してはいない。
私の独断です、マスター。その後、聖杯の器を手に入れるために教会を襲いました。聖杯の管理役である神父は仕留めましたが、聖杯の行方は不明です。
そちらも独断か。帰還しなかったのは聖杯が見つからなかったからだな。確かにせっかく手に入れた場所だ。肝心のものを手に入れないまま留守にしては意味がない。
Kuzuki's words are not blaming her, but Caster only felt ashamed of herself. She killed the priest who knew the whereabouts of the Holy Grail, but she has yet to obtain it. On top of that, her arbitrary decisions that she needed to keep secret were revealed. What else could she have come to call this other than a failure?
状況は分かった。理由を説明できるか、キャスタ
ー。申し訳ありません。ですがこれもすべてマスターのため。私の目的はあなたを勝利させることだけです。理由などそれ以外にはありません。
A long silence. After hearing Caster's strong declaration, Suichiro Kuzuki simply murmurs, I see.
ではここから離れるわけにはいかんな。留守中、他のマスターに聖杯を見つけられては、お前の苦労も無駄になる。
では、マスタ
ー。納得のいくまで調べるがいい。それまでは私もここに残ろう。お前一人では戦いに向かん。セーバーが手駒になるまで護衛は必要だろ
う。いえ、それには及びません。マスターに力を借りずとも手駒はありますし、聖杯の探索とてどれほどかかるか。それにここは危険です。竜道寺に戻られた方があなたの身は安全です。
正論だ。だがそれでは私の目的が果たせなくなる。
Those words were unexpected for Caster. He did not have an objective. What kind of objective can this man have when he has no interest in the Holy Grail that can grant any wish?
宗一郎様、それは。
急げよ。なければないでいい。成果は問わん。結果だけを出すがいい。
He tells her simply and goes back up the stairs. Caster watches him, dumbfounded. The darkness is still silent. The footsteps heading above ground cannot be heard. Oh, it's red now. I open my eyes. My eyes are not the only thing that wakes up. My sleeping mind wakes up as well.
傷は問題ないな。
I check the wound on my left shoulder. It still hurts, but there's no intense pain like last night. The heat on my body has gone down as well. It shouldn't be a problem for me to move around. I ate breakfast and filled my empty stomach. Food comes before anything. My body won't move how I want it to unless it gets the nutrients it needs. I reapply the bandage on my left shoulder. My exposed skin would have turned dark blue. What? My exposed skin and wound have turned dark blue. That's really bad, dude. Dizzy, confirm how bad that is. My wound hasn't healed up and I can see dark red skin peeking through.
当然だ。今、セイバーはいないんだから。
I disinfect from my peace of mind, put gauze over it, and wrap the bandages around it. Wrapping bandages and constricting the wound is the most primitive first aid treatment, but I have to do this or my wound would expand by moving my left arm.
よし、これで終わり。あとは武器がいるな。
The sky's cloudy. It must be really cold today, and there's still frost left in the yard. But this has nothing to do with me. I don't feel any cold. My body is so hot that I want to pour ice water over my head. Even though my body is much better condition compared to yesterday. These bamboo swords are the only things that I can use as weapons after all. I choose the one that seems like it could pass magical energy through it the best and wrap it on in my bag. Then I slap my cheeks. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was to psych myself up or if I was preparing to never come back here. I don't know why I did it myself. I sling the bag over my shoulder and head outside. The place where I've spent many years. Didn't even look back at the shed to be that could be considered my own room. I don't know why my reading got trash all of a sudden. Well, even though I decided to fight, there are still plenty of problems. I have to make clear that I need to prioritize what I need to do, or else it will end up without me being able to do anything. There are two paths to take. I meet up with Tohsaka, go to the church for advice. Well, going to the church will just get us fucking killed, so meet up with Tohsaka. She told me to withdraw now. If I'm going to refuse and fight, I need to let her know that I won't withdraw on my own and that we're still cooperating. And I can't let her fight by herself. I owe her big time. I can't sit down until I repay her for that.
しかもあいつ、ここ一番で失敗するし、危なっかしくて一人になってさせておけない。
I adjust the bag on my shoulder. I'm aware that I won't be of much help and that she will object, but I can't obtain peace of mind until I see Tohsaka's face. This is hypothetical, but if she gets hurt without me knowing, I can't even be there to help her. I sit down on a bench and rest my burning body. It's past noon. I've searched all around Shinto, but I haven't found anything.
簡単にはいかないと思ったけど、ここまで無反応なんて。
I knew that I had no way to find Tohsaka from the start. I tested my luck and looked around town, but I couldn't find her or even traces of her.
他のマスターも出てこない。令状がない以上、ちょっかい出す必要もないってことか。
I take a deep breath and lean back on the backrest. I won't get anywhere like this. All of this happened because we decided to go out one day and grab more bread. Tohsaka isn't naive enough to show her tail. Or at least in my last resort to use myself as a decoy to lure other masters out. Masters is failing so far. Well, I mean, you're not a master, so. I get a bit uneasy. I can't find Tohsaka and I can't save Saber. They might already be in the irreparable situation by the time I find them.
まだ昼だ。そう簡単に行くもんか。
I stand up from the bench. I ignore my left shoulder and it starts heating up and leave the park. What are we doing? What's happening now? We got points with Rin, I guess. I'll search one more time from the start. There's no doubt that she's in Shinto. It's the same as last night. I don't know why, but I can instinctively feel that he is around here. It's not as uncertain as a premonition, but close to conviction. Lots of interludes. When did I figure out the truth of that dream? A desert as far as I can see. The infinite swords stuck into the ground do not have a wielder. The sky is stormy, and there is no forest or town or ocean in the far horizon. The hail of swords that continues endlessly. A graveyard of steel that has no user or owner. I realized from the start. That was the scenery inside that hero's mind. After a sequence of many events, one who has become a heroic spirit ends up in that place. There are those who left this world loved by many people, and those who left this world being praised as noble knights. Those who have died in battle wishing to fight, and those who pass on after leading a long, fulfilling life. However, there seems to be many who are praised against their will. If true heroes are those who legitimately earn their title, these are different heroes. They should be called Avenger, or the anti-hero that ended up in the place because they reversed fate. Those who are in opposite position as heroes yet worship as heroes as a result. Even those who are treated as heroic spirits, who both hate and are hated by humans, are known as guardians, or used as guardians. But he is in a gray area. He's not a true hero nor a rare avenger. His efforts were unrewarded and his life ended in betrayal, but he never hated humans until the very end. But that too wore away. Yes, he must have gotten worn out. I was mistaken. Heroic spirits, familiars called servants, positioned as guardians, the counterforce of humanity. They are summoned to various ages and prevent the destruction of the world. But the only condition that they have is destruction caused by humans. Destruction caused by the nature and external forces are not solved by the counterforce of humanity, but by the way of the world. That is why the only thing that heroic spirits can become guardians see is self-destruction. An existence only to eliminate destruction created from human desires. He made a contract with the world to save humans from becoming a hero. In return, he became a guardian after his death and was shown humanity's self-destruction over and over again. He was summoned as a heroic spirit to save people, yet he has been forced to clean up after people's misconduct. It did not take long for him to start thinking that this is vain and that he couldn't help despising the human world. And in the end, even after he died, he kept on getting betrayed by the ideal that he protected.
Rin, どうした? 立ちくらみか?
Rin Tohsaka wakes up after being called upon suddenly. She slowly looks around. This is the foreigner's cemetery. It's only past 7 p.m., but it's deserted. Well, the hill where the church stands is always deserted.
ごめん、寝てた。少し疲れてるみたい。
無理もない。昨夜から不眠だったからな。体調が優れないのならば見合わすか？
いいえ、時間はかけられない。キャスターの居場所が分かったんなら、ここで決着をつけるべきよ。
Having some sleep is better than no sleep, but if she's not feeling up to it, then maybe she should go back and rest entirely. Who knows? Rin declares and notices that her body is warm. It must be because her familiar Arthur had protected her from the cold with his cloak.
なんだ、寝てるって気がついてたんじゃないあなた。なのに起こさないなんて人が悪いわね。
If you were exhausted enough to sleep in a cemetery, then you probably should have slept.
何？立ったまま眠る人間には そうお目にかかれないのでね。
Huh.
ますますたちが悪い。女の子の寝顔を見るなんて何様よあんた。
安心したまえ。誓ってそのような無礼はしていない。だが別のものは聞いたな。目は閉じようと思えば閉じられるが、耳はそうはいかないのでな。
そう。私何か言ってたあーちゃん。
ああ、気に食わないだの、頭にくるだの、実に物騒なささやきを数件。
なんだ、よかった。
Rin sighs with relief. The dream that she just saw cannot be discussed. She can't have Archer know about it. She likes their relationship. In order to maintain that, she must hide the fact that she knows Archer's past.
行きましょうあーちゃん。教会なら少しは詳しいわ。あそこならどこに隠れているか見当ぐらいつく。
She pushed away Archer's cloak and stands up. Archer protects his back silently. Then,
ねえあーちゃん、自分のやってきたことを後悔したことってある？
she asks without turning around.
私はできれば最後までしたくない。本当に打ちのめされた時にも歯を食いしばって意地を張り続けたい。けどそれって難しいんでしょうね。きっと私が考えている以上に。
個人差があるな、その手の精神論は。できる者もいればできない者もいる。とりわけ君は前者だ。その手の人間はまず過ちなど起こさないし、自らの過ちなど考えることもない。
何よ、それじゃあ私が傍若無人な暴君みたいじゃない。
いい自己認識だ、リン。鮮やかな人間というものは人より眩しいものを言う。そういった手合いにはな、歯を食いしばる時などないのだ。で、試験だが、君は間違いなくその手合いだ。遠坂凛は最後まであっさりと自分の道を信じられる。
The knight in red cloak says if it's singing. Rin blushes as his answer and asks the main question to him without looking back.
じゃああなたは最後まで自分が正しいって信じられる？
いや、申し訳ないが、その質問は無意味だな。
どうしてよ。答えられないことじゃないでしょ、こんなの。
Her voice is slightly nervous. To that.
最後までという質問が無意味だ。忘れたのか、マスター。私の最後はとうの昔に終わっている。
The red knight answers in a dry voice. I sigh and lean against the sign. I search around until sunset, and the only thing I ever found was how useless I am. The wound on my left shoulder is aching. I don't know if it's because my bandage is getting loose or if the wound itself has opened up. Anyway, I can't waste any more time. If I can't find a certain lead, then I'll end up just like last night.
どこに行ってるんだ、本当。
I recall where I parted ways with her last night. It's been a day already, and she told me exactly what was on her mind, like how I can't fight without Saber or how I should escape to the church.
そうだ、教会。
There's a lead. I thought about it when I went out into town this morning. The supervisor of the Holy Grail War. The priest at the church on the hill should know about Tohsaka's whereabouts. Not exactly.
あいつの手を借りるのは尺に触るけど、襟好みしてる場合じゃない。
No, whether I like him or not, I shouldn't go see that priest. He says he's a priest, but there's something unsettling about him that tells me Kirei Kotamine is a man that's fundamentally and should not be approached. I don't want to ask his advice if possible, but he's the only one I can rely on.
一度だけだ。それなら問題ないだろう。
I tell myself and move my aching body. It's 7 p.m. Interlude? Nope. I'll walk to the train station for 20 minutes. The church stands in the suburbs away from the noisy town. It's been 9 days since I last went up this hill. However, considering the fact that I had never come here prior to that, I'm coming here quite often now. To be honest, I don't like that church. Maybe more than Kireko Tamine, that church itself is forbidden territory that should not be approached. The fire 10 years ago is because the church, which looked after the children that became orphans, forces me to recall that incident from 10 years ago. I finish going up the hill and go out into the open grounds. I suddenly get a headache. It's not because my left shoulder is wound. The wound is causing me to have a fever, but it shouldn't give me this stabbing headache. My temple hurts. I lose myself and feel a chill as if my body is going to split in half like a shedding insect. I fire through my headache and start running. The cause is the hunch I had since yesterday. The unknown feeling that Tohsaka is in Shinto. That has expanded to the max as it's causing this headache. Then there's no doubt that something is going on in there. There are bloodstains on the floor. The traces of blood sporadically continue up to the door and to the back of the church. It bothers me, but now isn't the time for that. The bloodstains mean that someone is hurt. That much, and this much too, their life must be in danger. I feel a sharp pain in my head. A dull heaviness settles into my body. I ignore them as I take out my bamboo sword and start walking quietly.
Tohsaka, iru no ka?
Nobody replies. The air is tense. I feel like all the windows in the church would shatter if I raised my voice. I follow the traces of blood. The bloodstains are in the crevices of the building. It continues to the dark staircase that you would miss if you didn't know about it. This is a church, so could it be a mausoleum? I can't afford to be leisurely pondering right now. I exercise utmost caution and step into the darkness. I descend into the darkness. There's a dim light at the end of the stairs. I hold my breath and move forward using only the light below as a guide. The narrow corridor ends and I come out to an open space. It is a spacious stone chamber. The stairs along the wall stretch down to the sanctuary. Their stairs lead to an open space that seems like the sanctuary, and there is the one I have been looking for, Rin Tohsaka. Tohsaka is confronting the enemy in front of her, with Archer protecting her. In front of her, in front of the altar, are two silhouettes. It doesn't even have to be said. The mage in the purple robe, Caster and her master Kuzuki. On the altar behind them, there is Saber, who is looking down and panting painfully. My heart skips a beat. My pulse is clearly beating much faster rate. The situation is obvious. The two pairs of master and servant confronting each other in the sanctuary about 5 meters below me. They haven't noticed me hiding overhead, as they are too preoccupied. Tohsaka and Caster are both thinking ahead, looking for an opening to attack. To look up in a situation like this would not be allowed. My heart beats even faster. My headache is constant and I feel intense pain in my shoulder as if it's being seared by a hot iron. I can't keep my presence hidden forever in this state. Caster or Kuzuki, if one of them looks up even just a bit, they'll notice me hiding. Well, the smart choice would be to not act recklessly, but let's try to give them an opening. Now is the chance. It's not just an unexpected intrusion. Tohsaka and Archer, Caster and Kuzuki, if their powers are equal, then even I can be of help. I can let Archer take care of Caster, so if I stop Kuzuki even a little, Tohsaka can shoot him from a distance.
Shiro!
I'll run down the stairs. I have strengthened the bamboo in my hand. It's obvious I subdued the pain from my room. Tohsaka aside, I can't let Caster and the others know that I'm injured.
本気なんだってこんなところにいるのよ、あんたは。
何言ってんだ。教会に行けって言ったのは遠坂だろう。俺だってこんなヤバい場面に出くわすなんて思わなかった。
Tohsaka bites her tongue in spite of herself. Alright, I said that on a whim, but it seems like I was able to convince Tohsaka more than I expected.
ともかく加勢する。この状況なら俺でも役に立つだろう。今後とはキャスターを倒してからにしてくれ。
I cautiously approach Kuzuki so I can protect Tohsaka.
たわけめ。おとなしく覗いているだけなら、お前もリも助かったもの。
He mutters to himself as if he's given up. For I realize that what that means.
キャスター、これで3対3だ。文句はなかろう。セーバーを出せ。
Saber's bindings are released. The blonde girl that was crucified falls powerlessly to the ground and...
そんな、セイバーはまだ支配できていないのに。
ええ、ですからレイジを使ってあなたたちを殺すように命じたのよ。マスターの命令ですもの。使いたくはなかったけど、使うしかないでしょ。
I thought we would do something much smoother, like throw the sword or something like that and give a small opening so that, like, I don't know. But he just kind of walked in and was like, "Hi, I'm here." Saber stands up. Her body is covered with silver armor, and in her hands is a golden sword that I've never seen before.
まったく、やってくれたわね、坊や。おかげで残るレイジは一つだけ。これは保身用のものだから、セイバーにはもう無理強いができなくなった。聖杯を永久にしようという私の算段はこれでおしまいよ。あとはただ一度きりの望みとやらを叶えるだけになったけど、その前にせめてここで楽しませてもらうわ。さあセイバー、私の望みを台無しにしてくれたこの子たちに本当の力を見せてあげなさい。
Saber, holding her golden sword, steps forward towards us. Now that things have come to this, Archer is silent. Instead of telling Tohsaka to run away, he stands in front of Saber. That is the final act of loyalty from the knight who understands that he can't protect his master no matter what he does. Oh, I hate that. Saber and Caster ready the attack. There's no way to counterattack, nor is there any time to run away. How can a mere human defend against it when there's only an instant of life expectancy left, and even Archer has abandoned all hope? Saber and Caster, the two servants bound by the command spells, mercilessly swing their weapons. Cool. Okay. Right, and then this is here. ちょっと待ってて. I hold my breath. I push my body against the wall and watch while keeping myself hidden. It's still too early. It's still too reckless to attack when you don't even have a grasp of what kind of situation it is. More importantly, I don't have much at hand. The only weapon I have is the strengthened bamboo sword. It's a bit too reckless to confront Caster with only this weapon and without a plan. No, that's wrong. I do have another weapon.
バカな。それこそ何を考えている。
I can't use projection. Half my body got numb just using it once. Archer said so too, that if it'll end up worse if I use it again. What's happening now? Ah, more choices. Magecraft beyond one's capability destroys the user first. If I use projection Magecraft in the state, it's only natural that I'll die. I die on the spot. I just have to suppress my body that wants to run out and prepare for that chance.
So, なら綺麗は殺したわけ?
There's only intent to kill in her tense voice. Tohsaka's glaring at the enemy in front of her with the coldness I've never seen before.
始末したわ。素直に聖杯を差し出す人間でもなさそうでしたからね。後々になって邪魔をされても困るもの。
He totally would have just given it to you. On the other hand, Castor is composed. The witch declares loudly that she has killed him herself. A grating sound echoes through the sanctuary. That man was more like the devil than a saint to me, but to Tohsaka, that priest was a fellow senior apprentice, and he was killed. Even if he was involved and prepared as a mage, it's not something she could take so easily.
そう。それは結構。綺麗もそれぐらいは覚悟していたでしょう。けどキャスター、一つ聞くけど、あいつの死体は確認した？
I don't know if she was suppressing her anger or if it was mistaken that she had held no anger from the start. Tohsaka questions if she doesn't concern her, and Castor dodges her question, completely changing.
何を言い出すかと思えば、そのようなこと、あなたには関係ないでしょ？
ええ、全くないわ。けど他人事でもない。あいつが本当に死んだんなら安心できるから確認しただけよ。
それはどういう意味かしら、お嬢さん。
言葉通りの意味よ、キャスター。あいつがそう簡単に死ぬ玉かっての。もしはっきりと死体を確認していないんじゃ、まず間違いなく生きているって思っただけ。使えないわね、あなたも。どうせ綺麗を襲うならしっかりきっかり息の根を止めておけっていうのよ。まあいいわ。やることもできたし、早めに済ませましょう、キャスター。今回は人質もいないし、気持ちよく戦えるわ。
A signal to start. Tohsaka or Castor. If either of them steps forward, the sanctuary will immediately be covered in flames of magecraft.
大きく出たわね。あなた、この状況で私たちに勝てるつもりなのかしら？
やりようによってはね。幸いセイバーの制御もまだのようだし、条件は同じでしょ。それに久月先生のことも分かってる。セイバーは面食らってたけど、事前に知っていれば私のアーチャーの敵じゃないわ。
Tohsaka gestures towards Archer while staring at Castor.
聞いての通りよ、アーチャー。キャスターの相手は私がする。下手に近づくとあんたまで契約破りを食らいかねないから。
私の相手はあの男か。それは構わないが、魔術師ではキャスターにはかなわないと分かっているのか、リム。
安心して、勝ち目もないことは言い出さないわ。キャスターは必ずここで倒す。そうすればセイバーだって元に戻ってシロと契約をし直せるでしょ。
Tohsaka gets ready to fight. I feel a sense of urgency like a wild animal about to attack its prey. As if to stop that.
理想論だな。彼女をここで倒すというのは難しい。逃げるだけならば彼女は当代一だ。何しろ逃亡のために実の弟すら八つ咲きにする女だからな。
Oh? Archer nonchalantly steps in between Tohsaka and Castor.
アーチャー、ちょっと何のつもりよ。
He does not answer Tohsaka. The Red Knight confronts Caster silently, just like last time. That scenery. I think I remember seeing it somewhere.
実の弟すら八つ咲きにしたですって知ったような口を聞くのね、アーチャー。あなたには私の正体が分かっていて。
竜の葉をよりしろとした人型はコルキス王の魔術と聞く。その娘王女メディアは希代の魔女と謳われたそうだが。
The air freezes. Caster's composure disappears, and enmity like fire is directed at Archer.
そう。なら、この場はどちらが優勢かわかるでしょ?
I think we knew she was Medea. Archer does not answer. Actually, we can check. We don't know her true name. Territory creation A. Creating an avatar's territory for oneself as possible to form a temple that exceeds a shed. Rule breaker. All spells must be broken. Type anti-magecraft. Range 1. Rank C. Max targets 1. What is Saber's Excalibur like? Range 1 to 2. Max targets 1. Item. We still, yeah, I guess we still don't know his, I guess we still don't know his fucking, master. Gabold. Master Raida. We never knew who she was. I mean, I googled it, but... Blood-Flood Andromeda. We know his true name was Hercules. Heracles, if you will. We don't know the name of this. His expression is stony, as if he's accepting everything that is happening, as if there is no good or evil.
Hello there.
Hello, Louise. Welcome back.
あなたが何者だろうと、セイバーを取り戻すことはできない。今はまだ私に逆らう意志が残ってるけど、それもあと1日持つかどうか。それに、霊樹さえ使ってしまえば、今すぐにだって私の人形にしてしまえるわ。
I'm pretty sure I'm on the final boss of DMC3. The final boss of DMC3 should be the most obvious thing ever. In fact, it should be like, how could it have been anything other than this? I strain to keep myself from getting up. Not yet. Even if that's true, I need to endure. If I want to save Saber, I can't jump out now.
たとえレイジを使われても、セイバーなら耐えられるわ。それが1分か2分かは知らない。けど、それだけあれば十分にあなたを仕留められるんじゃない?
Caster and Tohsaka glare at each other, using Archer as a fulcrum. Sitting in between them.
不可能だな。ここでお前を切り伏せようが、せいぜいその半身を立つ程度。その後に待つのは、セイバーとキャスターを同時に敵に回すという劣勢だけだろう。
Yes, he was defied his own master's expectations.
あーちゃん、それは。
分かっているはずだ、リン。さすがにそうなっては勝ち目がない。セイバーは不完全なマスターのために能力を制限されていた。その縛りがなくなった以上、彼女は最強のサーバントだ。太刀打ちできるのはバーサーカーのみだろうよ。
He speaks in a matter-of-fact manner. Tohsaka stares at Archer, stunned. Even Caster is puzzled by her sensible enemy. But not me. I've experienced something similar like this before. A bad feeling occupies my thoughts. At that time at the temple, when he was confronting Castor as she told him to join her, how did he turn her down? Matter without realizing. Don't do it. It's not because the situation will get worse. You're Tohsaka's partner, so don't do it. If that happens, I don't know what kind of expression she'll make. Archer steps forward. He's only empty-handed. He steps forward without any enmity or intent to kill him.
恨むなよ、小僧。こうなっては、こうする以外に道はなかろう。
Seems that Archer was the only one that noticed that we were here. Okay, fighting with Virgil is fucking peak, but the fact that he takes away my trickster dash is messing me up. You know what's cool about that, Luis? If you plug in a second controller right now, someone else can play as Virgil. He looks and smiles at me as if he noticed that I was peeking.
さて、キャスター。一つ尋ねるが、お前の許容量にまだ空きはあるのだろうな。
What?
アーチャー、あんた。
I expected a lot of things. Him sacrificing himself in this way is not quite what I had in mind. Castor laughs like it's the funniest thing she's heard, and Archer's back is like steel. At that, Tohsaka doesn't look away. It should be fine for her to break down at a time like this, but she tries her best to act strong and clenches her teeth.
当然よ。一人と言わず、すべてのサーバントを扱えるだけの貯蔵はあるわ。私の魔力がどこから補充されているかは知っているでしょ?
Magic energy that allows her to sustain 7 servants. That is the life being pumped from the people in this town.
ならば話は早い。以前の話、受けることにするよ、キャスター。
He holds out his hand to Castor in assent. I thought I was going to break down. I can't forgive him. For betraying Tohsaka. And for approving of Castor and joining her. A hero. Even if that hero that saved many people and embodies my ideals is a man like that.
あの時は断ったのね。随分と腰が軽いのね、あなたは。
状況が変わった。セイバーがそちらについたのなら、今回の聖杯戦争の勝機はお前にある。勝てる方につくのは当然の行為だろう。
Archer walks to Castor defenseless. That means he's leaving Tohsaka. Tohsaka doesn't stop him and stares at the enemy in front of her on full alert. I recognize her appearance. The red classroom. She tried to hide her shaking legs and continued to be Rin Tohsaka, even with the collapsed students in front of her. That is her strength and her weakness. She always tries to act brave in any situation, so those around her get the wrong idea that she is a strong person.
さあ、契約破りを使ってくれ。リンにはまだ霊樹が残っているからな。早くしなければ。お前に襲いかかってしまうぞ。
His banter doesn't change. He betrayed Tohsaka in front of her, and yet he's still acting like before. She must have felt wariness towards her opponent. Castor takes out that oddly shaped dagger, but does not try to stab Archer with it.
どうした？労せずして忠実な部下が手に入るのだ。何をためらう必要がある？
どうかしら。私は裏切り者を信用しない。あなたの言葉が正しいのなら、コマはセイバーだけでいいのではなくて。
You glitched a bit, but my Wi-Fi, but it might be my Wi-Fi. Disney, confirm something for me. Isn't like if you have a stab wound that's not like all the way through, it's around the neck area, like clavicle, I guess. If you have a stab wound there and that shit turns blue, isn't that bad? Isn't that really bad? I guess it's the worst if it starts turning green, but like blue.
裏切り者を信用しないか。 確かに私はお前をも裏切るかもしれん。私は私のためにお前に下るのだからな。お前を主と認めたわけではない。だが
霊樹とは裏切り者を罰するためにあるでしょ。いいわ。あなた一人を下手に言うなら私の器も知れるというもの。元よりあなたの宝具には興味があったことだし、思惑にはまってあげましょう。
Caster raises her arm. The dagger in her hand that breaks contracts and is thrust at Archer's chest in a single line. Tohsaka grimaces. It must be a reaction to having the contract broken by force. But this isn't the time to be hesitating over something like that. This has become the worst possible situation. That's a bruise under the skin, and any color that isn't faint pink is an infection. I figured. Tohsaka slightly retreats, still staring at them. Tohsaka is calm. She understands that it would be no good to fight them now. If she wants to keep on fighting, she has to retreat for now. But there are 6 meters between Tohsaka and the stairs. Is it possible for her to run that distance all at once? It's impossible. It's obvious looking from above. Kuzuki, who has been silent up to now, focuses his attention towards Tohsaka. If she turns around and sprints at full speed, she would not be able to reach the stairs and get to the exit. Would she be able to reach the stairs and get to the exit while dodging Kuzuki? Keep saying Kazuki, Kuzuki. Tohsaka snorts, still staring at them. Her face. Of course that's impossible. Seems to be muttering that sarcastically. She'll die. She'll be killed like this. If I try to help her, I also won't be able to go back. The area just a few steps below me is the land of death. The master called Kuzuki and 2 enemy servants. There's no way I get out of here alive. My throat is shut. My fingers are frozen from nervousness. It's all or nothing. Even before I can think. Tohsaka moves. She runs towards the stairs at a speed like an arrow without any warning. Behind her, the slim figure shadow catches up with her at speed that makes Tohsaka look stagnant. Kazuki's fist will most likely hit the back of Tohsaka's head. He's the one who hurt Saber through her armor. It would be easy for her to crush the human skull. I can't save her. I can't help her by myself. I can't save her with just this bamboo sword. I'll die if I go out. 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 What? I'll go help her. What the fuck? Like, what kind of question is this? I jump down. I don't even bother using the stairs. I jump down right behind Tohsaka from 5 meters without knowing it. But that's it. My bamboo sword is crushed by Kuzuki's fist that tried to hit the back of Tohsaka's head. Everyone opens their eyes in wide astonishment at the intruder, except for one enemy who reacts as if it's natural. Bruises are violet to yellow, stab wounds can bruise. If you have a full body fever or the skin is puffy puffy or hot around the wound, you are fucked. Oh, well then he's fucked. Because he's been complaining about how hot his wound is the whole entire time. There's no hesitation. It does not matter for this man who the opponent is. There is no emotions towards Shido and Mia, who has appeared out of nowhere. The Grim Reaper's nail is thrust. There's no way to avoid it. My neck will break it like a stem. I won't say it. It's meaningless if I won't even last 2 seconds. Just like this, I won't be able to do anything, not even to help Tohsaka. No. I had a way out from the start. I can prepare numerous things to block the attack. If I'm a mage, then it's not my body that does battle. It's none other than my magecraft creations.
Torres. On.
Naked. Success is a matter of course. Reconstruction does not start from the basic framework. Danger. Reach the origin itself from the concept of the creator's thoughts, expectations, morals, and faith. Full body blood infection and blood poisoning, double whammy. Let's go. He got stabbed with air. This is why it's not reconstruction but projection. It's an equal shadow cast by a true object. Danger. It does not matter how great the work is. If something has to be accomplished once, there should be no problem recreating it. Rampage. Ooh. There's another problem. Yes, the problem is the body cannot keep up with the function. My body is burning. Every cell in me ignites. My nerves let out agonized cries. My retinas crack and dry up, and my heartbeat disappears. I ignore my body's order to stop, and I admit the process of the idea of creation, the basic framework, the quality of the composition materials, the technique necessary for creating, the experience of being dependent on, the accumulated years in one breath, in creation. Kansho and Byakuya. My whole body burns. To use projection right now would be to die. Fudomiya's body cannot bear such abnormal use of magecraft. My head ignores that and gets ahead of itself, and therefore my body will perish. But there is no way that can be a problem. No, it can't be. I'll die if I create a sword. No way. This body is a magical circuit specialized for that purpose alone. I've been helped by swords and have lived with swords. Therefore, I don't know about others, but there's no way I would self-destruct over something like creating a sword. Fun fact, if you get an air bubble in your veins, you can get a heart attack, or blood bubble burst in your vein. Fun times. I do know about that. That's why you should not blow into a woman's vagina. I repel it. The weapons in my hands are the same, and the enemy confronting it is the same. Kansho and Byakuya are in my hands. They reproduce Archer's noble phantasm repels Kuzuki's fist once again. It stopped. Kuzuki must have figured out that it would turn out the same as last time, as he slowly distances himself. My lung explodes. The breath I've been holding onto bursts out from my mouth. I can't feel my left shoulder. My wound has completely opened up, and the blood stains not only on my bandage but my clothes as well. It's not from the damage of projection. 2 blows. You what? I said do not blow into a woman's vagina. The same thing happens with the blood bubbles or whatever. You kill him. Don't do it. My left arm is destroyed just from repelling Kuzuki's fist twice. If I receive one more blow, I bet a strange scene would unfold where my shoulder bone dislocated and my arm flew off, or even though I got punched by a fist. I can't possibly reveal my internal conditions. Protect Tohsaka's back while readying my swords. Tohsaka. Why are you still here? Get out of here. I stopped and is verbally attacking me. I'm relieved. My choice wasn't wrong. I'm glad that her kindness that's hard to understand isn't gone. I didn't know that. That's terrifying? Yeah, it is. No, now's not the time for that. It's too early to tell if my choice was right or not. We have to get out of here unwounded. Tohsaka nods without a word and gets ready for battle. See, this is what I thought he was going to do the first time. Kuzuki is watching us with his fists ready to fight. He has no intention of letting us go. We are glaring at each other so that we don't let each other go. If either Tohsaka or I move, we should react right away. can't be leisurely standing by. The wound on my shoulder is getting worse by the second. I'm losing concentration as I lose more blood. My body wasn't going to last long to start with. If we're going to run away, then we have to run away as soon as possible. But we can't run away that easily. If I move, Kuzuki will obviously react. If he does, Tohsaka will be the first one to be killed. I need to defeat Kuzuki to let Tohsaka get away, but I don't have the power to defeat Kuzuki, and Kuzuki isn't the only enemy. Behind Kuzuki is Caster and the traitor Archer. Well, worst comes to worst, Saber might also become our enemy. What the fuck happens if we don't do all of this? Was there no exit to start with? There's no miracle where we can escape this devastating situation. I would want Tohsaka to escape at the very least, but even that would require so much luck that it makes me disgusted.
そこまでのようね。あなたの乱入には驚いたけど、結果は変わらないわ。ええ、その顔では諦めもついたようだし。出てきたということは、殺されてもいいということよね。坊や。ここでおしまいにしてあげるわ。生かしておいても面倒でしょうし、ここでまとめて。
She's coming. I can only resist with all my might at this point, so I stand in front of Tohsaka, putting strength into the twin swords. An intent to kill is released. Right before that reaches us, the Red Knight takes a hold of the atmosphere in an emotionless voice.
はあ、じゃあこの場での発言権がないことぐらい読み取ってると思ったけど。
いや、言い忘れていたことがあった。お前の軍門に下るには一つだけ条件をつけたい。
条件ですって？
ああ、無抵抗でお前に自由を差し出したのだ。その代償としてこの場では奴らを見逃してやれ。どのみちマスターとしては機能しない者たちだ。殺す価値はないだろう。
A suggestion as though it doesn't concern him. Tohsaka gazes at him intently.
見逃せですって？言動の割には甘いのね、あなた。
私とて人の子だ。さすがに裏切った瞬間に主を殺したでは後味が悪い。
裏切り者のくせによく本人の前で人並みのことを言えたものね。いいわ、今回は見逃してあげましょう。けれど次に目障りな真似をしたら誰が止めようと殺します。それでいいかしら、アーチャー。
当然だ。この状況でなお戦いを挑むような愚か者ならば手早く死んだ方がいい。
That must have been concluded with the negotiation. The killing intent that filled the day sanctuary fades, and the intention to not let us go disappears.
そういうことよ、お二人さん。今回は見逃してあげるわ。さあ、敗者は敗者らしく逃げるように立ち去りなさい。
I glare at Caster, but Tohsaka suddenly pulls my arm.
行きましょう。今はあいつの言う通りよ。
She whispers in my ear. I calm my breathing and turn my back to my enemy in front of me. We slowly walk down the stairs without even running. The distance that seems so great is covered in just a few steps. A footstep. Tohsaka puts a foot on the stairs and looks at Caster once more. No, that's not it. The one she looked back at was not Caster, but the man smiling beside her enemy.
恨むのなら筋違いだぞ、リン。マスターとしてこの女の方が優れていただけの話だ。優劣が明確ならば私は強い方を取る。
そうね。けど後悔するわよ。私は絶対に降りない。いい？キャスターを倒してあんたを取り戻す。その時になって謝っても許さないんだから。
それは無駄骨だな。 まあ自殺するというのなら止めはしないが。
She turns away and starts walking. Looking at her profile, she's biting her lip vexingly. In fact, I can't just double check over Virgil's fucking me over. No, Devil May Cry 3 isn't the special. Is the one in the HD collection the special edition? Excuse me. Yet she doesn't speed up and leaves the underground sanctuary with confident steps without looking back. It is a special edition? Then Virgil is missing moves. You should be able to play as Virgil in that version. We get out to the church. We get out of the church. We didn't exchange words from all the underground sanctuary from the underground sanctuary to here. Jesus Christ, reading. My wound hurts. That's what the form on my forehead drips down in my eyes, and the vision becomes cloudy. Even just walking hurts my wound too. My shoulder hurts every time I take a step, and my strides are getting shorter before I realize it.
Emiya-kun?
She looks back at me as I'm falling behind. Then, Tohsaka-san looks at me with a straight face.
少し休みましょう。シロ、歩くのも辛いでしょ
う。いや、大丈夫だ。このぐらいなら我慢できる。それより今は早く戻った方がいい。
Either my place or hers. It doesn't matter which one, but for now I should get Tohsaka back to her home ground as soon as possible.
こっちの傷は気にするな。別に毒が塗り込まれたわけでもないんだから。
According to my chat, you're more than fucked, guy. I ignore Tohsaka's stare and start walking. Maybe you should sit down? Not pitiful. My knees about to snap just as I say that.
ほら、もう無茶するんだから。その傷でクズキとやり合うなんて自殺行為よ。いいから休みなさい。あいつら、私たちを追いかけたりはしてこないわ。
だろうな。けど、少しでも早く家に戻ろう。俺なら、そう辛くはない。
あんたね、そんなに血が出てて辛くないなんて言わないでよ。なんで家に戻りたがるか知らないけど、今は休む方が先でしょ。
I assume that the bleeding was just coming from Saber. She yells at me. Yeah, she's not quite back to her normal self yet. She's lacking her usual calmness. She's an emotional person to start with, so I'm sure her anger will only be unstoppable if her brakes give way.
ちょっと聞いてるの？綺麗じゃあるまいし、そんなに血の跡をつけて歩かれても迷惑なのよ。大体どうしてこんなことになってるわけ？そりゃ教会に行けって言ったのは私だけど、すぐにヤバいってわからなかったの？
バカにすんな。それぐらいわかったぞ。のっぴきならない事態になってるって、教会を見た時から気づいてた。
ならすぐ帰りなさい、バカ。それだけじゃない。傷も治ってないのに乱入してきて、おまけにまた投影。そんなの傷が悪化するのは当然じゃない。だって言うのに辛くはないですって。はあ、もうどうかしてる。なんだってそんな無茶するのよ、あんたは。
Tohsaka goes off intensely. No, but it really isn't that painful. Besides.
だって、遠坂の方が辛いだろう。だから戻ろう。家に帰れば弱音を吐いてもいいんだから。
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get home as soon as possible. There's no need to act that strong. Tohsaka can complain without constraint once she's back in her room and at home. She wipes her face as she messes up and turns away. I can't think of what to say. That was...
信じらんない。男の子に泣かされた。
She murmurs while looking down. Then...
父さんって俺の手握ってるぞお前。
うるさい。責任取れバカ。
傷が痛む。よりにもよって左手を引っ張るな。
This place was for a foreign cemetery from some time ago. Once Tohsaka walks down the grassy area, she finally lets go of my hand.
あのなトサカ、今はこんな寄り道をしてる場合じゃ。
座って。いいから座って。
Her intensity doesn't let me object, so I sit down for now.
で、後ろを向いて絶対に振り返らないこと。私の顔を見たら本当に怒るから。
I hear the sound behind me. We sit down back to back on the grass. I can't grasp what the meaning there is to this. I'm also confused. Tohsaka is silent now, and she told me not to turn around. There's nothing to do, so I'll look up at the night sky for now. I gasp at how vast it is. Is it because we were underground for a long time, or is it because the starry sky is clear tonight? It's literally not. Either way, the winter night sky is so beautiful that it makes me forget my pain. I don't mind Tohsaka's body heat that I feel through my back either. I gaze blankly at the dark sky, forgetting everything for now. How long have we been sitting like this? The person next to me talks to me in a calm voice. Hey, that's the screensaver.
独り言なんだけど。
I see. I can't reply if she's talking to herself. I'll keep watching the stars in silence.
少し間違えたかもしれない。あーちゃんの言う通り、最初のうちに手段を選ばずキャスターを倒しておけばよかった。ショットの犠牲を気にして機会を計ってたけど、結局このままだと街中の人が犠牲になるでしょう。
She keeps talking. This must be her whining. She's not confessing because of what I said earlier. In short, Tohsaka didn't want to reflect on her actions by herself, but wanted someone else to do it.
別に愚痴を言うわけじゃないけどね。私、いつも一番大事なことばっかりしくじるのよ。2番か3番か、そういうのはさらっとできるくせに、一番大事なものだけは手こずるんだ。
The winter sky is clear. But on the other hand, the temperature is freezing cold. I don't care about myself, but isn't Tohsaka cold without a jacket? I'm a little worried about that.
アーチャーがあっち側に行ったのも、あいつだけの責任じゃないわ。結局、キャスターを野放しにしたのは私だもの。けど、参ったな。ついさっきあんなこと言ったのに、いきなり追い詰められちゃった。
She sighs deeply. I can't see it, but her breath must be white.
ちょっと、ここ、何にって突っ込むところだと思うんだけど。
ああ、ね、何に追い詰められたんだ、トサカ。
うん。後悔はしたくないってこと。あいつは私はそういう性格じゃないって言ってたけど、今が正念場みたい。シローがあんなこと言うから余計失敗したなって落ち込んじゃった。
I see. I don't really get what she's talking about, but what Archer said is correct. Tohsaka is not the type to regret anything.
そんなの今だけだろ。尺に触るけど、俺もアーチャーの意見には同感だ。トサカは何も反省することなんてない。
どうしてよ。現にキャスターはやりたい放題で、アーチャーにまで愛想をつかされた。これ、私が方針を間違えたからでしょ？
それは単に失敗しただけだろ。トサカは間違えてなんかない。間違えていないなら失敗しても胸を張れると思う。
In the process, if you walk down a path that you believe is right, you cannot be wrong. Most people will realize that the path they chose itself is wrong, but she's different. Any path that she chooses should be something she's proud of.
正直俺にはお前が眩しい。俺も後悔はしない。自分のやってきたことが正しいって信じてる。けどそれは継ぎはぎだらけだ。
I won't regret anything. I want to make the tragedies that happened into meaningful things by believing the path I took is correct.
でもお前は違うだろ。後悔はしたらしたできっとその倍は仕返しをするタイプだ。俺は継ぎはぎでなんとかごまかしてるけど、お前は平気な顔で粉々にしちまうんだ。採算は取れてる。たまにしか落ち込まないだろうけど、遠坂はその後が怖い。お前を落ち込ませた相手は何倍もお前に落ち込まされると思う。
何それ、追い打ち？
あ、鬼がか乱してるうちに言っておこうと思って。でもまあ事実なんじゃないか。遠坂、このままで済ます気はないんだろ。
I also say as if I'm talking to myself while looking up at the sky. Tohsaka doesn't answer, but somehow, I feel like she smiled as though she pulled herself together. And silence follows. Tohsaka must have said everything she wanted to say, as she goes silent again. I aimlessly look up at the night sky. We should be going home, but neither of us can stand up, so we just keep our backs together.
そういえば、どうして私を助けたの、シロ。
I can't explain. There are many reasons. I feel like it's silly to me explain each one. That's how I feel, so I decided to tell her what I needed to tell her most.
このペンダント見覚えあるだろう。
I'll show her the pendant. And that's what I thought. She tried to hide it, but she made a mistake again.
それどうして？
遠坂の部屋で見つけた。あ、帰ったらびっくりするだろうけど、すまん。化粧台倒しちまった。
I returned the pendant to Tohsaka from behind her.
で、それがどうしたっていうのよ、あなたは。
いや、これと同じペンダント俺の家にもあるんだ。学校でランサーに殺されかけた時、気がついたら近くに落ちてたんで拾ってそのまま。
I innocuously hinted about that night. Then
そっちにも同じものがある。
Tohsaka gasped as if she saw something she shouldn't have seen.
あれ、なんかおかしなこと言ったか、俺。
別に。それよりどうしてそれが私を助けた理由になるのよ。別にいいじゃない、そんなペンダントなんて。
そうだな。ああ、本当はただの後付けだ。白状すると、ずっと前から遠坂凛ってやつに憧れてた。で、困ったことにいざ話してみたら余計好きになっちまった。だから死んでほしくなくて、気がつけば何も考えずに飛び降りていただけだ。
あんたね、そういう歯に衣着せぬ発言はやめなさい。考えなしに思ったことを口にしてると、どこかしらで誤解を招くんだから。
招くか、そんなの。俺本当に遠坂のことを好きだぞ。
I become obstinate and immediately reply. It's not a lie, so there's no misunderstanding to be had.
バカ、そんなだから自殺同然で飛び込んでくるのよ。この大バカ。
Tohsaka repeatedly calls me an idiot. She's criticizing me mercilessly, but it doesn't seem like she's to feel that. She's criticizing me mercilessly, but it doesn't make me feel bad at all. The night sky is beautiful, and I feel calm. Most of all, I'm really happy that Tohsaka is back to her usual self.
よし、シロの言う通り、そろそろ家に帰りましょうか。
Sorry, right? I have an idea for the part name, so I wrote it down.
ほら、手を出して。その傷だと立つのも辛いでしょ。
I grab her hand with my right hand. Tohsaka lets out an energetic sound and pulls me up.
これで貸し借りはなしね。今日のことはお互いノーカウントってことにしましょう。
Yeah, that helps. I don't know what the pendant meant to Tohsaka. I bet I would feel even more indebted to Tohsaka if I found out. Tohsaka didn't want that and said that the incidents offset each other. That's why Tohsaka shouldn't feel indebted about being helped earlier. And we leave the foreigner's cemetery. On the way back, quietly.
助けてくれてありがとう、シロ。すっごく助かったわ。
Tohsaka adds with embarrassment. We go down the hill. When we're about to go back to our home ground where we can be at ease, Tohsaka heads for my place instead of hers, as if it's natural. We're back in my place. I never thought I would make it back alive, so the tension in my shoulders relaxes as soon as we get to the living room. I feel a bit dizzy and lean against the wall.
ほら見なさい。やっぱりまともに立ってられないじゃない、バカ。
Tohsaka is right, but I think that last part was unnecessary. How many times did she call me an idiot today? I bet she set a new record today.
ほら、こっちに来なさい。とりあえず包帯ぐらい変えないとまずいでしょ。
I nod at her stare and that won't let me say otherwise and go to Tohsaka.
この救急箱を使っていいんでしょ。さすが家に道場があるだけのことはあるわね。ハサミばっかりか、針と糸が入ってる救急箱ってのも珍しいわ。ってほら早く服を脱いで傷を見せなさいってば。
服脱ぐのか。いや、その前に手当てぐらい自分でできる。今朝だって自分でやったんだから問題ない。
何遠慮してるか知らないけど、そもそもその傷の手当てをしたのは誰だと思ってるの？
けどあの時は
I was unconscious, so I was only causing an inconvenience to Tohsaka.
あの時もこの時もないの。いいから早くしなさい。シローの傷は特別なんだから、ちゃんと見ないと治るものも治らなくなるじゃない。
How unfair. I can't complain if she tells me that with a face like that.
それじゃあ頼んだ。正直に言うと、さっきからやけに熱くなってる。
I give up and sit down. Seeing that my clothes were stained with blood, Tohsaka gives up taking it off and starts cutting it right away. Then she quickly but carefully takes off the bandages. I was thinking about cutting the shirt off anyway. It must have been bad, as Tohsaka slightly gasps. But I'm troubled as well. It's so embarrassing to have her stare at my body so closely.
本当に無茶するんだから。せっかく治りかけてたのがまた開いてるわよ。まったく、こんなの見せられたら怒るに怒れないじゃない。
She talks abusively, yet gently touches my wound. Damn, I'm getting dizzy for a different reason. I was calm even when we were close earlier, but now my heart is unstable and I don't know where to look. I mutter inside and hit my boiled head, but it does no good. The temperature inside my head will keep going up if we stay like this.
遠坂、もういいだろ。血止めをして可能止め塗って包帯を巻き直してくれればいいから。
そういうのは手当てって言わない。宣言撤回、やっぱり頭にきた。そんな気休めで外に出たわけね、あんたは。
A slapping sound. What was that for? Tosaka stalked me in my room without mercy.
何の恨みがあるんだお前。
恨みなら骨髄まで染み渡っているっていうの。それでも手加減してあげたんだから感謝しなさい。
Saying that, she takes out something that looks like a homemade ointment.
今の痛かったでしょ。とりあえず壊死してる神経を治したからしばらくは痛むわよ。これには痛み止めも含まれてるけど、もともと破損した肉の代わりだから。馴染むまでは痛むけど、痛みがあるうちは無茶しちゃダメだからね。
He applies the jelly-like substance on my wound. Looks really suspicious, but Tosaka is treating me seriously.
はい、これで終わり。あとは包帯を巻いてぐっすり寝れば、明日には幾分楽になってるはずよ。
She skillfully wraps the bandages around the wound. I'm not praising her, but her wrapping is much better than mine.
サンキュー、トサカ。なんか楽になった。
I thank her, trying not to make eye contact.
まあ、それならいいけど、楽になったって言うんなら見た甲斐があったわ。
ああ、治らないものと覚悟してたから余計助かった。ともかく手当てをしてくれてありがとう。
そんなの当たり前でしょ。私が見る以上はきっかり治してみせるんだから。
Finishing the treatment, Tosaka stands up. Then, I don't know why, but she heads straight to the kitchen.
トサカ？
Am I seeing things? She's checking inside the refrigerator and the rice cooker.
おい、何をするつもりなんだ。
夕ご飯の支度。シロ食べてないでしょ。私も食べてないのよ。だからとりあえず夕食。
ああ、それは見ればわかる。けど、どうしてこの状況
What
で
are we supposed to do? Not eat?
なんでって当然じゃない。人間空腹でまともな案が浮かぶ
Yeah,
わけ
like,
な
what
い
are
で
we
しょ。
supposed to do? Not eat? And Tosaka declares while glaring at the inside of the refrigerator. The sounds of clashing tableware echoes. It's past 10 p.m. I don't know how it ended up like this, but I'm eating a late dinner with Tosaka in the living room. By the way, the dinner was made by both of us. Princess Tohsaka wanted to eat Japanese cuisine, but she didn't even know how to make miso soup. It really makes me worried about what our school is teaching the girls on cooking class. That's right, Tohsaka was the one that liked Japanese cooking. I couldn't remember who liked what. Tohsaka focuses on her meal. She must be hungry as her bowl is almost empty. But I don't have much of an appetite right now. It's probably because this isn't the time to be eating, but more so because I haven't said it yet. I've expressed my thoughts to Tohsaka, who told me that as she left.
トサカ、話がある。
I put my chopsticks down and look at Tohsaka.
何？
あれから考えたんだ。俺がこの戦いを始めた理由を。一体何がしたかったのかってことを。
それで？
She urges me as she sips on her miso soup. It puts my spirit down, but I strengthen in my appetite, refusing to lose.
初めは巻き込まれたからだった。そしてマスターになった以上はこの戦いをどうにかしたかった。けどマスターになったとか巻き込まれたとかそんなのは関係がない。
What's wrong, Weez? What happened?
俺は正義の味方が好きなんだ。 だからみんなを守らないと。マスターなんてどうでもいい。マスターでなくなっても、セイバーがいなくなっても。
I finally beat him? Ah. I said, ready for Tosaka's rebuttal. But Tohsaka
そう。
gives me an absent-minded answer and finishes the food in her bowl.
あのな、トーサカ。人が真面目に話してるんだから、ちゃんと。
聞いてるわよ。シロは一人でも戦うのよね。死ぬような目に遭うより、死ぬような目に遭ってしまう人がいるっていう事実が耐えられない。だから、どんなに自分が弱くても戦うことに決めたんでしょ？
She looks straight at me. It's as if she sees through a part of me that I didn't even know how about, with integrity and approves of me fighting.
そうだけど。
何よその顔。リスが砂糖菓子舐めたような顔して。
いや、だってトーサカは反対するかと思ってた。
してるわよ、もちろん。けどあれだけ見事に助けられたんだから、シロに文句なんて言えないでしょ。それにさ、どんなに止めたってあんたはそういうやつなんだって分かっちゃったし。
Tosaka averts her gaze a bit. I don't know why, but anyway.
じゃあトーサカ、これからも協力体制ってことでいいんだな。
まあね、仕方ないから付き合ってあげる。だいたいあんたみたいなのを一人にしてたら不安で眠れないし、それに。
She takes a deep breath. After getting ready for some reason.
シロ風に言えば、私もシロのこと嫌いじゃないし。私はそういうわけだし、そっちだって一緒にいても問題ないでしょ、実際。
Tosaka hands me her bowl. How long did it take for me to realize that she's asking for seconds?
ああ、もちろん。トーサカがどんなに横暴でも望むところだ。
I take the bowl, open the rice cooker, swing the paddle, and hand it back to her with an extra portion.
いいけど、お腹減ってるし、ご飯美味しいし。
Tosaka starts eating the mountain of rice. I let out a smile. I bet I'm eating with a really happy expression. But I can't put my smile away even if I'm aware. I'm so happy right now, so let me smile like a fool for a while. Well, now that we're drinking tea together after dinner.
つまり東映には東映なりの限度ってものがあるわけ。一見イメージを形にするっていう何でもありに見えるけど、東映にはいろいろと独自のルールがある。その制約の中で一番わかりやすいのは投影物の損傷、存在における強度ってやつよ。
Is there any point of playing with yellow orbs other than making the game harder? You mean gold orbs? You get a choice between yellow orbs and gold orbs when you start the game. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember yellow orbs at all. Unless it's asking you the difference between yellow and gold. Which I also don't think I ever understood what that did. Gold orbs are just continues. I don't know what the fuck yellow orbs do. Although one of us might be misunderstanding something. Tosaka puts up a finger while she drinks her tea.
存在における強度。何？幻想なるものの存在に耐えられない軽さってやつ。
I sip on my green tea and tilt my head in response.
何も知らないようでいてつまんない言葉知ってるのね、あなた。けどまあ当たらずとも遠からずかな。東映は は自己のイメージからそれに沿った本物を完璧に複製する。これに例外はないわ。
Yellow orbs revive you from the checkpoint, while gold orbs revives you on the spot. Then probably not. I've never played with yellow orbs because the game's always gold. The next game is gold orbs, the game after that is gold orbs, the games in other games are the DMC Devil May Cry is gold orbs. Actually, that's not true. I think DMC Devil May Cry just has its own checkpoint system. Does it have gold orbs? I can't remember. It's been so long since I played the game. Anyway, it's always gold orbs, so I always play with gold.
自分の中で完璧でなければ投影はできない。新作の影である以上、一部の隙も許されないのが投影魔術よ。
It was yellow orbs in one? Well done.
だから基本的に投影によって生み出されたものは自己のイメージ通りの強度を持つわ。幻想という点においてはこの時点で完璧なのよ。加えて投影する術者のイメージ、知識が本物に近ければ近いほど現実においても完璧になるわけ。
ちょっと待った。それはおかしい。俺アーチャーの剣を投影しただろ。けどそれはクズキに壊された。いくらクズキの拳にキャスターの強化がかかってるからって宝具を壊せるほどじゃない。ってことは俺が投影したアーチャーの干渉と爆矢はオリジナルに数段劣るってことじゃないのか。
はい、いいところに気がつきました、エミヤ君。それが投影の限界、存在における強度ってやつよ。いい？投影はあくまで投影、想像じゃない。投影を作り上げるのは術者のイメージだけだから、イメージそのものにほころびが生じた時、本物と同じ性能であろうと無産するの。
イメージにほころびが生じる？それも変じゃないか。イメージが間違っていたらそもそも投影はできないんだろう。
ええ、だからほころびが生じるのは投影した後になるわ。そうね、例えばシローが絶対に折れない名剣を投影したとするでしょ。
I nod. Second nods in satisfaction.
けど絶対に折れない剣なんてものはない。その剣の表現方法、伝承、売り文句などに絶対に折れないというパーソナリティがあるだけで、実際はそれを上回る幻想にぶつかれば刃こぼれぐらいするし、折れることだってある。
それ折れた時点で俺のイメージが間違っていたってことにならないか。俺は折れない剣を作ったんだから。
ならない。投影が成功した時点で形の上での間違いはないんだし、そもそも折れない剣なんて名前みたいなものでしょ。実際に折れない剣なんてないんだから。けどシロ、あなたがイメージしたものは絶対に折れない剣よね。これが現実で折れちゃった場合、投影されたものは嘘になるのよ。それは剣が折れたからじゃないわ。あなたがイメージしたものは折れない剣。それが折れてしまった時点でシローの中の折れない剣と今折れてしまった剣は別物になる。あなたと現実、その計りが崩れてしまうから。
So to sum it up.
よし。つまり俺は折れない剣を想像して投影した。けど実際に投影した剣は戦闘中に折れてしまった。その時点で俺自身がその剣をなんだよ実際は折れちまうじゃないかこの剣と否定してしまって、結果として投影したものは消えるってことか。そのイメージの齟齬によって。
冴えてるじゃない。ええ、つまりはそういうこと。あなたはアーチャーの剣を投影した。あなたの中であれがどんな位置づけだったかは知らないけど、シロー自身はクズキの攻撃で壊れるような剣をイメージしてはいなかった。けど実際に剣は破壊されてしまった。その時点であなたはその剣をこんなのはアーチャーの剣じゃないと思ってしまったのよ。 で、作り上げられた投影は術者の否定によって存在強度を失い、元の空想に戻ったってわけ。
I see. Even projected weapons can break. But it's not the enemy that makes the projected weapon disappear, but yourself. When the difference between your image and reality becomes too big to amend, the projection weapon disappears. Most of all, it's because the one who created it stopped believing in the illusion.
わかった？だから投影魔術はまず設計図から入るの。あとは材質と性質、歴史なんかも考慮すべきね。そのあたりから固めていけば、多少現実でイメージと違ってもすぐに消えるなんてことはないでしょ？
それならなぜそれを作る気になったのかってのが最初じゃないか？
Sorry, something happened on my OBS. I have to fix it real quick.
材料と技法だけじゃダメだ。今日の夕飯だってまず遠坂が和風が食べたいって言ったから始まっただろ。なら創作する上での発端から始めないと。
Oh, like a stud. Like stares at me. Wait, what just happened? I set my tea and tilt my head and wondered.
なんでこんな話になったんだっけ？
そういえばそうよね。私たち確か今後の作戦を話し合ってたような。
Yeah, that's right. As we were talking about that, what we should do moving forward.
本格的に投影魔術をやってみない？
Said an irresponsible thing like that.
思い出した。不確定な要素に希望を持っちゃうぐらい行き詰まってたんだっけ？
まあそうだな。第一、俺の投影なんて剣を作れる程度だ。それも今まで役に立ったことなんてないんだから大した戦力にならないだろう。
No, she's looking at me with weird eyes again. I wonder why she makes that expression when we talk about projection magecraft.
まあいいわ。もう一度状況を確認しましょう。目下のところ、敵はキャスター。あいつだけなら大したことはないけど、白兵戦に長けたマスターと、あっち側についたアーチャーに守られている限り手は出せないわ。加えて、セイバーが操られるのも時間の問題。状況は刻一刻と悪くなっていくわけだけど。
ああ、けど、アーチャーはともかく、セイバーはまだキャスターの自由にはなっていない。それが正気といえば正気だろう。セイバーが完全にキャスターの軍門に下ったら、それこそ俺たちに勝ち目はない。
Besides, I won't let that happen. She told me to run. For the sake of Saber, who said that while crying, I can't let Caster have her way.
そういうことね。それじゃあ意見のある人は挙手。シロ、なんかいいアイデアある？
I plan that will be a solution to the current situation. And there's a way to oppose Caster. It's... Well, let's save. There's no such thing. The only thing is to break through from the front. You can't break through from the front. Is there any secret passage to the church? No. So the thing that stops them from breaking in is the fact that servants can't go through there, so we should be able to go through anywhere. We'll cooperate with other masters. Can we cooperate with other masters? There can't be secret passageway because then Rin would know about it. And we obviously can't walk through the front door. Can we cooperate with other masters? They aren't opponents that we can take on by ourselves. There are 3 enemies, so we need at least one more person to cooperate with us. In that case, our choices are limited. People who are also mages have the reason to fight a caster. There's none other than another master.
怒らないで聞いてくれ。他のマスターとは協力できないかな。
いいわ。その心は口にするからには何か算段があるんでしょ。
いや、そういうわけじゃないんだが、今のキャスターの状態は他のマスターにとっても無視できないだろう。なら今回だけってことで手を組めるかもしれないと思って。
ええ、実は私も同じことを考えてた。てっきり白を反対すると思ってたから黙ってたんだけどね。
This is probably not the right option then. She says that with a reluctant expression. She must not like the idea deep down, but she knows that that's the only option we have.
となると、残るマスターは2人。ランサーのマスターとバーサーカーのマスターね。ランサーのマスターは不明のままだから交渉のしようもないけど、バーサーカーのマスターであるイリアスフィールなら可能性はあるかもしれない。
Berserkers Master. Good job, Weez. You're still not done with the game, though. The girl in white and rock-like giant I met the first day. Her actions were dangerous, but I don't think she's cruel.
そうだな。あの子なら話し合いに応じてくれそうだ。見返りに無茶な条件も出してきそうにないし。
バカ。シローにとっちゃあいつが一番ヤバいのよ。あいつ、初めっからシローしか見てなかったもの。私はともかく、あんたはどんな目に遭わされるか分かったもんじゃないわよ。
なんだよそれ。俺はあの子と一度しか会ってないんだ。そんなことになるわけないだろう。脅か。
そんなことになったら交渉なんて破棄に決まってるじゃない。バカ。
And she looks away, then chugs her tea.
けど、今はイリアスフィールにかけるしかないわね。キャスターの正体がアーチャーの言う通りなら、間違いなくバーサーカーは天敵だし、何しろ生前の知り合いだもの。キャスターの手口なんて知り尽くしてるでしょ。バーサーカーならキャスターとアーチャーが同時に攻めてきても追い返せる。私たちはその間にクズキ一人を攻略すればいい。
そりゃ理想論だけど、トサカ、キャスターはバーサーカーと関係があるのか？
ええ、アーチャーが言ってたのよ。バーサーカーの正体はヘラクレスだって。キャスターが本当にあの希代の魔女なら、アルゴー戦つながりでバーサーカーとは面識があるかもしれない。私が綺麗に苦手意識を持つのと同じ。世の中にはね、どうしたって苦手なやつっているもんなのよ。
Tohsaka, I'm sure anyone would dislike that priest.
じゃあ決まりだな。けど、どうやってあの子を見つけようか。あれ以来出てこないけど、あれだけの魔力を持ってるなら隠れていようと見つけ出せるだろ。なのに見つからないってことは、この町にはいないってことじゃないのか。
でしょうね。イリアスフィールはずっと遠くから聖杯戦争を眺めて楽しんでるんでしょ。
ずっと遠く？キャスターみたいに竜道寺から町を監視してるのか？
さあ、けどどこにいるかは見当がつく。昔父さんから聞いたことがあるのよ。アインツベルンは郊外の森に別荘を持ってるって。
She says with a tense voice. A villa that stands in the forest on the outskirts. I could tell how dangerous the place is just from the way Tohsaka is acting. I go back to my room and lie down. Sleepiness spreads to my whole body as soon as I do. I stare at the dark ceiling. We're going to Iliasvale, the girl in the white's hideout tomorrow. And what kind of negotiations take place, it's obvious that it'll become a trial of strength. Tohsaka suggested that we take a nap before we head over, since we won't be able to achieve good results if we go with tired bodies. The young master that appeared in front of us on the night I became a master. A saber is an excellent servant in all aspects, and Berserker is specialized when it comes to battle. There is no servant that can match Berserker simply in terms of battle. Saying it makes me believe it's impossible to negotiate with them. What is happening in the flowchart? Something is happening. However, strangely, I don't feel any uneasiness. I feel like that Ilya kid will understand if we talk to her. Just like Tohsaka, I'm sure she can differentiate between her enemies and allies as a mage, but I feel like she's a decent kid in a different regard. Damn, I'm hungry. But she would, okay. I bet she would flame me saying that in a convenient fantasy. But what's wrong with believing in that? Did he change into his DMC1 outfit in the end? Not only does he do that, you can play as him, again, in the DMC1 outfit. Is it weird to have hope for someone who you don't know and are about to meet? I realize that I'm gritting my teeth. The man that told me to drown in my ideals betrayed Tohsaka in front of my eyes. A guy with that much trust and power changed his beliefs that easily. Then my heart starts to sink. No, is it freezing? My mind freezes just thinking back at his actions. I'm angry. I can't forgive him for betraying Tohsaka out of all people. Can't forgive him for abandoning his ally out of all people. I would never be like that. Even if that had been the very best action to survive, and if it ends up being the correct path, I will never do something like that. His actions have been getting on my nerves. He told me not to talk about ideals. I rebelled against him when he said that I can't save everything. Even then, I agreed somewhere in my heart. His words are correct. The heroic justice that my old man talked about was just a pipe dream. And I accepted the fact that I had to become like him if I wanted to get as close to an ideal as possible. I've been denying it, even though I've had to accept it in my mind. But this time it isn't that kind of level. I can't accept it. I can't accept the action that he took no matter the circumstances. I won't be able to keep standing if I approve it. My words don't disperse into the night and remain in the room. A few more hours till dawn. I keep repeating those words in my mud-like slumber. Yes, I will save the game. I'm hungry. So hungry, in fact, that I think I might end it here. I haven't eaten since yesterday. Alright, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Let me see if I can find something to rate out into. Yep. I was playing anything I'm particularly interested in, so I don't know. Let's just rate Natty. I'm probably gonna be there anyway. All right. Okay, guys. I'm probably gonna see you guys with Yu-Gi-Oh, because I think a thing is happening in Yu-Gi-Oh at the moment, like an event. So maybe I'll play that tomorrow. If not, I'll probably play more of this, because I am interested in where the story is going. But thank you all for hanging out with me. Like I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Subscribe if you're new, specifically, and if you're not new, you've been watching me play this, hit the like button. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.